Alright, Shalom Yashala. Go by the name Barai Bama for the Nebraska camp. This is GMS Vitamin D, where we get the basics of the scriptures. Alright, now first off, say bless the elect. Double honors to the elders of GMS and the elders that rule well, which is GMS. And all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And getting straight to it with today's lesson is the Sabbath. Alright, and which a lot of people believe is Sunday or Saturday sundown, whatever you choose to believe. But we're gonna get to the facts, the scriptures, okay? Because you gotta filter everything through the scriptures. All right. Because a lot of people say, okay, the Lord did the creation of the world. It did the creation period, which pertains to Genesis chapter 1. The seventh day, He created the sun and the moon, because we, according to the scriptures, we bring out that the moon brings forth the Sabbath. That declares the Sabbath, which is true. All right, but a lot of these gainsayers and these wicked ass niggas, they like to say that that how can you say that the Sabbath day is the seventh day of the new moon when the moon didn't exist on the first day. All right, but we have to go according to scriptures, and the scriptures explain it itself. All right, so we're gonna go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 13. All right. Genesis chapter 1, verse 13. It says, "In the evening and the morning were the third day, and the Most High said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years." All right, and I didn't even have this in my it was going to be a quick little lesson, but it seems like the Most High gonna move how you want to move, of course. All right, we're gonna go to Sirach chapter 33, verse 8. It says, "By the knowledge of the Lord," verse 7. Sirach 33, verse 7. It says, "Why doth one day excel above another?" Why doth one day excel another, when as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun? By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and He altered seasons and feasts. Okay, some of them hath He made high days and hallowed them, and some of them hath He made ordinary days. So how do you define how did the Most High make ordinary days? Going to Genesis once again, Genesis chapter 1, verse 14. It says, "And the Most High said, Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, which is the sun and the moon. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. So it's for signs, seasons, days, and for years. Okay, even for years. All right, keep that in mind. All right, and for seasons and for days. All right, so we're gonna go to Sirach chapter 43. All right. Just straight to the point, man. All this elaborate explaining to you brothers. You brothers should be able to get it by now, because we almost at the end of this thing, man. We all this elaborate explaining at a point is unnecessary. As long as it's edifying, we bring out the scriptures, then you should understand it. We break them down properly, But moving on, I just had to say that, Sirach 43 and 6, it says, "He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times." All right. Remember the light, when He made the sun and the moon, He said they were for times, seasons, days, and years, right? They say He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times. All right. A declaration of times, key word. And a sign of the world. Okay, because the moon does give signs also, just like with Nat Turner. All right. It says from the moon is the sign of feasts, like what? The day of Purim. All right. The Passover. How you define the Passover? It's the 14th day of the what? The first month, right? All right. If I'm correct, and if I'm wrong, you brothers correct me. It says, I'm gonna read it again. It says, for the moon is the sign of feast. So how do you declare the feast days without going according to the moon? Or if it's not according to the moon, you can't go January, the 14th day of January, if the moon declares it. All right, so that automatically cuts that right there. It says, from the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. All right. It says month is called after her name. When you go through these months, all right, because you have the month of Abib and so on, according to the Hebrew calendar. And those months are lunar. They go according to the moon. All right. Whereas Esau's calendar is like a calculated map out. All right. He try to make it simple, so to speak. Because I had a little nigga, actually niggas with Nate. I believe the brother's name Ash. All right. I asked him about the Sabbath when I first got into the truth, and he said, "Yeah, we do Saturday, Friday, Sunday, Saturday, sundown. Because that's easy. That's easier. That was his words. Okay. And that's wicked as hell too. All right. But the moon, it tells you the moon declares the feast. All right, and declares the seasons too, which are according also the Sabbath is a season. All right, a high holy day. Okay. So we're gonna get another scripture out. We're gonna go into Amos. All right. Go into Amos. All right, Amos chapter 8, verse 5. And there's plenty of scriptures. There's plenty of scriptures that go into this. All right. There's plenty of scriptures that go into this about the moon and the Sabbath. All right. If you just blew out the Bible, new moon, Sabbath, you'll pull up a bunch of scriptures. But these are straight to the point scriptures I decided to use. Okay, Amos chapter 8, verse 5 says, "Say, when will the new moon be gone?" Okay, when will the new moon be gone? Because guess what? The new moon declares the month. The month is called after her name. So when the new moon comes, that's the first of the month. All right. So the scripture says, when will the new moon be gone, that we may sell corn, and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat, making an ephah small and a shekel great, and falsifying the balance by deceit. All right. So this point is, they were asking, well, when is the new moon gone so we can start selling? Because the new moon declared what? The Sabbath. All right. Not January the 7th. All right. But the new moon declares the Sabbath. Okay. So we're gonna go into another point. Nice quick stab, bang bang. Shots fired, man down. All right. 1 Samuel 20:18. It says, then Jonathan said to David, tomorrow is the new moon, and thou shalt be missed, because thy seat will be empty. All right, because what happens? They have feast. Especially the first Sabbath. You normally would have a feast. Okay, not as you would have a prepared feast, but the new moon, the first Sabbath, you can have a set up feast. Have you some sandwiches made, things like that. Then Jonathan said to David, tomorrow is the new moon, and thou shalt be missed, because thy seat will be empty. And when thou hast stayed 3 days, then thou shalt go down quickly, and come to the place where thou didst hide thyself, when the business was in hand, and shalt remain by the stone Ezel. And I will shoot 3 arrows on the side thereof, as though I shot at a mark. All right, because Jonathan, so that's the point when Saul and David was going back and forth. Okay, when the wicked spirit got on Saul. And behold, I will send a lad, saying, Go, find out the arrows. If I expressly say unto the lad, Behold, the arrows are gone are on this side on Slakia, or on this side of thee, take them, they come out, they come thou, for there is peace to thee, and no hurt, as the Lord liveth. But if I say thus unto the young man, Behold, the arrows are beyond thee, go thy way, for the Lord have sent thee away. And as touching the matter which thou and I have spoken of, behold, the Lord be between thee and me forever. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, which is the Sabbath, the king sat him down to eat meat, and the king sat upon his seat as at other times, even upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose, and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. Salakia. It says something, verse 26, it says, Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought something had befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he is not clean. Why would you need to be clean on a new moon? Because it's the Sabbath. What would declare you as unclean? David had he thought in his mind that David, got down with a woman that day, which makes you unclean. Okay, that copulation, it makes you clean unto even. All right, and that's pretty much it. And that's going over the Sabbath. And we could go over plenty other scriptures, of course, but that's just straight to the point. And until another time, let's say shalom.